Welcome to the Straight from the Source's Mouth podcast. Frank talk about sex and dating.
Hello, Tamara here. Welcome to the show. Today's guest is Andre Paradis. He's back another time because he offers great stuff. He is a relationship coach, NLP coach, educator in effective communication strategies, workshop leader, and public speaker. And today we'll be talking about sex. Thanks for joining me, Andre.
Good morning, good afternoon. I think you're East Coast, so it's afternoon for you.
Yes.
It's just turning afternoon for me, so good to see you.
Yes, good to see you as well. And I'm glad we've talked a lot about men and women and how different we are for sure. And that's a given. A lot of people, I think they know it, but they don't really know,
They don't really know. No, they're like an idea.
They have issues.
Right.
But they don't know it's just because men and women are so different.
Right, because we can't conceive what we don't know. So, I told you my story in 2006 when I would end up in a workshop understanding women. This is a guy that always has an ease with the ladies. And what I mean by that is always attracted sweet, sweet women. Like my wife. You meet my wife, you go, oh my God. So that was always my story. So I saw my friends fight and collide and yell. And I'm like, wow, that's weird. So I've never had that. So I thought I knew something. I thought I was... I'm artistic, I'm easygoing, right, whatever, but I thought I knew something about women just because of my ease with what I attracted until that workshop when I realized I knew nothing about women, and it freaked me out, and that's how I started this work, because I was married at the time with 2 little kids, and I realized I knew nothing about women, which meant I knew nothing about my wife, and I saw the danger in that. All my siblings, I have 4, were like second and third divorce, do you know what I mean? We're doing fine. I have 2 little kids at a time. I'm not looking for this information, but when I realized I didn't know anything about my wife, Houston, we have a problem. And that's when I went in to study for us, and 5 years later, I'm full on teaching this stuff because the more I discovered, the more I realized how much I didn't know. And just for the sake of us, anyway, so it became a full on, but again, and what I see is people don't, women know we're different than them, but they have no idea to which extent. The same way that I had no idea the extent of how women are different than us until that workshop and the work. And it's not, Mars and Venus. It's 2 different galaxies. It's like completely at the end. But in the world of equality, 50-50, and, we actually start believing that we're more the same, or we should be more the same. And it's what's not working anyway. So my story.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and then you said recently that you've seen this in women and how they approach sex or something about that. So
this is like the scientific part of it. You understand that chemistry is chemistry, which is chemical reaction to the body. Understand every time you have an emotion, it creates a chemistry. Do you know what I mean? Like, I laugh, cry, so we don't tend to focus on these things. But in my research, because I watched some of my ladies who are super smart, right? Go girl, boss babe, fine. There's a cost to pay for that if you go too far. But they want a relationship, they want to, right? So, and for me, the idea of, and I say this all the time, if you get a man by his penis, you never get his heart. So having sex too early often destroys the relationship, even though for the feminine, it seems that intimacy will start something, and it doesn't. Now, that's not my opinion. This is the work. That's nothing to do with why I believe. This is the work where we know chemically, when you have sex with a man before you get his heart invested, he cannot get, he will get this. This is crazy. If he's known you like 6 weeks, right? He likes you like him, you decide to cross the line, thinking you're starting something. He cannot emotionally like you more than he did at that 6-week mark. His emotional investment stops if his heart's not invested in it. And you become the thing to play with as opposed to the thing to build with. It's tragic. Because it's not in our culture. We're like, if men want to have sex, so give him sex so he doesn't walk away. What if a guy just wants sex or is going to walk away? Good for you. Let him freaking walk away. If you want to build something, anyway, if you want to have fun, then who cares? But if you want to build something, understand nature and chemistry and the chemistry of men. So get this. So if we're going to understand men and women so differently, chemically, right? Testosterone-driven, estrogen-driven, right? With everything else plus, but the big drivers. So men, normal masculine men, not boys, those are different beings, right? But masculine men get a lot of good hormones released when they push, they compete, they fight, right? They in the world, they like working for us, competing with us. It's actually tantalizing, right? There's like, okay, let's go, guys, we're out. Like, there's like, it's like, this if you've been on stage, right? Before you get on stage, you get that, whoa, okay, ready to perform, right? That's how men respond to work, right? Like, whoa, let's go, let's get it done. And if you push through the day and get the contract or get the gig or get the whatever, the 5-5, and wow, fantastic. We use our testosterone to compete. And what it does, it gives us dopamine hormone in our bodies and endorphins following up. So we go, with the jet fuel that's called testosterone. And at the end of the day, we're like, wow, good day, right? So now I feel good, right? I got dopamine in my system and endorphins that kind of brings me on the curve. And then I go home and relax so I can do it again the next day, right? So our testosterone-driven bodies that creates dopamine and endorphins regulates our nervous system. So men who don't work are stressed out, anxious, often emotional and unstable, right? That kind of stuff. Even a man who's a man, when he loses his job, he can't be in that space for so long, he goes crazy. Because it dysregulates his nervous system. Do you get it? Mm-hmm. So here goes, right? So some of my ladies who are super smart, but they're boss babes, right? So they compete in the world like men. They have these high-paying, high demanding, stressful job. Now this is the work of Dr. John Gray, Mars and Venus. I studied with him. Chemically, physiologically, the same energy that I use to do a regular work week as a man, but fueled by jet fuel, right? Like supported by jet fuel, the same normal work week costs a woman 6 times the stress. We experience upgrade and kind of excitement on some level, like competition, tantalizing. You just get stressed out 6 times more, right? So being in your masculine, being a boss is costing you your energy, right? And that energy comes because you don't have testosterone. Your 6 times stress level to do the same week, because you don't have testosterone, is actually is being driven by adrenaline that creates cortisol. So your adrenaline is a fight and flight mode. So women competing in the world are like, every time you have to do something, squirt, adrenaline in your bloodstream. Squirt, adrenaline in your bloodstream. Squirt, right? It's not, it's a fight and flight. It's very costly on your nervous system. It takes away your femininity. It kills your energy. It makes you anxious, stressed, overwhelmed, right? And, are you ready for this? It dysregulates your nervous system. So what happened is, as much as men love dopamine, the drug of choice of the female body, the hormone, is oxytocin. This is the normal for women. For the physical female body, oxytocin is the go-to, the feel-good hormone. You get oxytocin by touching, talking to your friends, talking to anybody, right? The connection that you get into being social and in community makes a woman feel safe and connected. Right? We don't need that as man. So get this. When you work like man, 6 times the stress, right? Adrenaline burning you from the inside, right? You become, get this, and I'm saying this because I see my clients do it, and I'm like, what is this? So it was another layer of research. Because there's a lack of oxytocin in your day, all day long, and you're overwhelmed, there's a need to hunt it on some level. So one of my clients said, I talk to my mother every day for an hour. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it, right? You're stressed all day, and then somehow just a conversation and just blah, 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 blah makes you feel better. But what's dangerous that I see is that being dysregulated hormonally, because you don't get the oxytocin that you need to calm down and feel good, because that's how you feel good and calm down. I've had ladies who are so needy of oxytocin, they can't hold sexual boundaries around them, which means they need to be touched, they need to be desired, they need affection, they need somebody to find them pretty, right? There's such a need for connection in a world where you're just a boss babe and burnt out, right? That even when I say to them, don't have sex too early because it's going to ruin it for the guy who wants to build something, because that's how it goes for men, they can't hold a boundary. And they end up crossing the line in a week, in a first date, in 2 weeks. And I'm like, these are smart women. Why aren't they getting the fact, right? Because it's not my opinion. Again, it's all the data. And I realized the lifestyle has you so needy and you're dysregulated and you can't literally control what you need, which is keeping you from getting in healthy relationships, because men need to be, it takes time. If you have sex too early, he'll just play with you. He'll never see you as to build with. And if you want to build with, this is where it all goes to hell. So that's the dance of the chemistry of our bodies and how chemistry drives us, each one of us. So, there it is. Let's explain a couple of things for a lot of women. Oh my God, really? So what should I do? Work less.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I've been off work for the last 2 months and I've been much more calm and much like everything you're saying. And I'm supposed to start a new job. I'm starting a new job next week. And I was like, oh man, bad timing. I've been so, much calmer, more patient, like all the things.
Because you're not fighting all day long.
Yeah.
And it's costing you all the goodies, your femininity, your warmth, your glow, your radiance. All of this goes away when you're stressed out. And you wonder why men don't notice you. You can be beautiful, and it doesn't matter. It's like energetically, because when you're stressed out, I'm going to say this, and it's just that you should never be stressed out. You can't really control it, but living like a man will put you in that space and that energy, right? And understand that as men, we connect so much into your energy, like to a point you don't really get it, right? But if my wife comes home and she's not good, I instantly go, whoo, right? And what it does is it pushes me back when she actually probably needs me to put her arms around her, right? Okay. But until she says, I've had a bad day, could you put your arm, right? Like energetically, I'm like, I don't want to be near that, because it could blow up. If I say what's wrong, it could be me, right? I've had a full day. So when you're burnt out, you disappear from us. We don't see you, or we walk away from you. We don't be around that energy. It's just so. See what the lifestyle could cost you. So for you to be off for 2 months, I totally get it. It's nature. So good stuff. Yeah. Good awareness.
Yeah, for sure. And I can see how in the past, that was probably true too, what you said earlier. And like you said, just knowing makes no difference. Like knowing you shouldn't do it, but then you're like, right. No, but I just want the connection.
You're so needy of, literally the chemistry to make you relax and to be desired, to be touched, to be, made love to. The biggest shot of oxytocin you get is through lovemaking, except that's not what's happening for him.
Yeah. Although
that's the problem, right?
Yeah. But I say, if a woman can speak up and say, I don't need sex, but I just want to really cuddle and be close and lay together. But a lot of times, since they're unable to say that, they just go through with the whole thing when really they would have been perfectly fine just to cuddle and make out.
Totally. Men love making out. You know what I mean? And making out is sexuality, right? You don't have to literally penetrate anybody for it to be sexual. Over the top, with the sweater, under the sweater, all that beautiful stuff, right? But if you understand, men who are looking to build with a woman love that boundary. It makes you safe. It makes you a woman who knows who she is and can say, no, I'd love to. I know, I'd love to ravish the hell out of you, except I don't know where this is going yet. I don't know what the plans are for me, in your life yet. We don't know each other that much, and I don't have casual sex. Now, a man who wants to build a life with a woman, that doesn't make you look down on it. He puts you oh shit, this woman knows who she is. She has boundaries. And then she could address them and present them kindly, respectfully, as opposed to I'm not sleeping with. You know what I mean? I don't have casual sex, and I don't know where this is going. So again, you can make out. You can do all kinds of beautiful stuff except penetration. You have 3 holes, right? Intercourse is into the body, so you have 3 holes, ladies. Don't let his dick into the 3 holes, and you've not crossed the line that compromises you and him, because he's going to say, I got her. He's going to just play with you, and you've been gotten. You know what I mean? So and understand that the guy who's going to, shame you because you don't want to sleep with him, right? And that's all he wants. So if you set the boundaries respectfully, and he's like, well, I need to let him go. Good. He's not a guy who's trying to build with you in the first place, right? He's a guy who wants to play with you and get you all twisted and addicted to him with the oxytocin. And 6 months later, 9 months later, he just moves on, and there you are, devastated and hurt and heartbreak, and it's not worth it. So understand, if the man is going to make you feel bad for not having sex with him and leave, good for you. Good for you. Next, right? Find a guy who wants to build. And by the way, men want to build. The idea that men don't want to be married is ridiculous. Masculine men who build themselves up, conquer their fears, are successful, are looking for wives, and they want to have children and build a legacy and a kingdom. And men are still traditional. Not the boys, as you understand. But the idea that men don't want to get married is ridiculous. Everybody I know, all my friends, all married with children. In Los Angeles. Interesting. Right? The boys are playing around.
All right. So if people want to work with you, how can they work with you, and how do they find you?
Okay. You find my website is projectequinox.net. And if you go under contact tab up above, or appointment, you can actually book a call with me. And we'll have a conversation. It's on me. It's a gift to your listeners. You can just book a call, and I'll talk to you about, we'll have a conversation about what's not working, right? Because people call when they're stuck in the loop, like same result, men or women, like same result. What's wrong with me? Oh, nothing wrong with you. You're a product of your past. And I always say, I can't get anybody in a healthy relationship until we clean up your baggage. So we come with the baggage. If you understand when the wheels came off in childhood, it's always the same. And you understand there's nothing wrong with you, it could be fixed. That's what I do. And then that means, what's the dream life? Is it, long-term companionship? Is it marriage and kids if you're young, right? Like da-da-da-da-da. So, and I have this, so if the people want to take action, if you want to get a hold of me, talk to me, again, no pressure, right? Go to the website under contact, projectequinox.net, but actually I'll send you directly even to my email. If you go to Andre Coaching, ANDRE, Coaching, COACHING, the number 1 at Gmail, and right in the box, the subject box, talk now, and I'll send you a link to my calendar, and you'll find yourself an hour that's open, and click, and we'll have a conversation. Again, no pressure. It's a gift for showing up, because I always say that people who show up, who win, who dig, who push forward, or, we understand. So I have a second gift for people who are not ready to take action. I want to say, are just more curious. I call them information seekers. We'll let the audience qualify themselves. But if you're an information seeker lady, I will again, andrecoaching1@gmail.com. And in the subject box, just write Irresistible Book. I will send you a copy of it's a workbook called The 5 Feminine Qualities High-Value Men Find Absolutely Irresistible. This is my work with men. This is men speaking, ladies. So you want to know what's going on with these creatures called men? This is men talking about the 5 things they find irresistible. It's a workbook. It's 30 pages. I sell it on my website. I'll make that a gift. Just, I'm your coaching one, irresistible. If you want both gifts, give me both gifts. I'll give you both gifts. If you want to ask me a question, ask me a question, right? I'm opening the channels. If you think I'm full of crap, tell me I'm full of crap, but I'm not. Right? Like, just come at me. But again, this is kind of, and by the way, the 5 feminine qualities have nothing to do with what you think it is. It's not your butt. It's not your height. It's not your hair color. It's none of that. It's energetically how the men receive you and what they find irresistible. It's good stuff. So, reach out. We'll have a conversation if you want, and no pressure.
All right. Awesome as always. And if you love this episode, be sure to tell your friends about it and share it as well. And also follow the show. That'd be awesome. All right. Well, thank you again, Andre, for being on.
Thank you, Don. Anytime.
All right. Yes. And thanks, everyone. All right. Thanks. Bye.
Frank Talk, sex and dating educates.